Hey everyone, my name is Dallas Lara Valencia, and I'm going to be talking to you about Padlet and how it's used to increase student participation in the classroom. So let's get started. So, what is Padlet? It's a technology platform that allows teachers and students to virtually organize and share information with one another, or as Edwards put it, it's a digital tool that can help teachers and students in class and beyond by offering a single place for a notice board. So it's basically like a huge platform with a ton of sticky notes and different medias that you can add so that the teachers and students can interact with one another in the classroom. So how to use Padlet. So you can actually access it on the web, or you can just install the app. Once you're in, you can either sign up with a personal account, a work account. For my video, I've actually used my work account with it, but there's a bunch of different little medias that you can use. Right here, I'm just showing you a basic Padlet that you can create for you and your students. So you go in and you want to create a new message on here, and you have your title. You can add a description. Right here I have my question that I'm going to be asking you all to answer later. And then at the bottom you can see that there's a bunch of different options of things that you can add into your post. You can add pictures, GIFs, links, images, all of those different medias for however you want to communicate with your students. Once you have that in, you can actually go in and start to personalize your Padlet. So there I'm changing the title. You can change it to whatever it needs to be, and then you can add in your description, and you can customize it a little bit more to make it more personal to you and a little bit more interesting to your students. So as you can see, you can add a little icon. It can either be a cute little face, or you can even draw something, upload pictures, or search the web for a cute little GIF or a funny picture. Right here, I personally love SpongeBob, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And then you can change your background and the colors related to your Padlet. So mine is blue because it just kind of goes with my overall theme of my video. And you can change your fonts, your color schemes, and you can even go in and put for your students to be able to show their names and comment on each other's posts. I also like to add reactions just because it makes it a little bit more personable when the students are able to go in, and even if they don't have something to comment, they can still like someone's post just to have more of that interaction. But once you're done with that, you can add as many columns as you want. Right here, I'm adding another one, and it's literally just GIFs in there, so you can really customize it to your students so you can interact with them as much as possible, or so that they can interact with each other as much as possible. You can even go, once you hit the 3 asterisks, it brings up more medias that you can add. And right here you can even add a YouTube video or like Spotify or anything from the web, which is really cool because it makes the possibilities even more endless when it comes to the collaboration in the classroom. There are a ton of ways that it can be used in your classroom. Some examples are differentiating instruction, eliminating the stigma around that group work where it seems like one person does all the work or not everybody pitches in. You can have peer-to-peer small groups and then the whole class. The part that I like is that you can assess the students without actually feeling like you're assessing students. You're still able to gauge where they're at and check their knowledge without it feeling very formal. And lastly, you're giving all of your students a voice. Mahoney and Hall state the primary purpose of differentiated instruction is to meet the needs of all learners and to maximize the learning capacity of all students. You're going to have kids in the class that are going to need those accommodations, and a lot of students may not even realize that they need some type of accommodation. And another reason is you're going to have students that may not like to talk. Like, I personally am terrified when it comes to group work and I have to talk with my peers. And Fuchs says it best by saying students may be afraid to make a mistake, afraid that they'll not be understood, or afraid of how the instructor or classmates might respond to an opinion. It just brings an entirely new level of comfort, not having to rely solely on those social skills, and you can just still have your opinions. So obviously, just like with any other platform, you're going to have pros and cons, and it's up to you to decide whether those pros outweigh the cons. One pro is that the basic account is free. You get up to 3 Padlets. The con that comes with that is if you want to keep those Padlets and keep creating more, you do actually have to pay to unlock the other features. Another con is just that some might not have access to technology, but the pro that kind of negates that is it is compatible with multiple devices. So even if someone doesn't have an iPad, a laptop, a desktop, they most likely still have a smartphone and they'll still be able to use the app itself. Another really big con is that as the teacher, it is going to be time consuming for you because you're the one who's creating all of the material. But I do think that the outcome of everything and being able to see your students participating so heavily just outweighs that con altogether. I think that the pros outweigh the cons because you still have the fact that this is real-time collaboration. So your students are able to interact with each other just like they would in a conversation. It's the back and forth. And they can have all of these ways of sharing their knowledge with each other or commenting with each other. Like I showed you earlier, they can use GIFs, images, just normal comments, little emojis. All of these things keep that personal aspect of this collaboration between your students, and then even yourself and your students. And this in turn keeps your students engaged with one another and in the classroom in general. We always have to have the references, but this is the end, so go ahead and check out Padlet for yourself, scan the QR code, go answer my question, and maybe leave me a gift so I can see what you think is funny. Or you can actually just start creating an account for yourself and exploring. I hope you all enjoyed. Bye!